I want to show you some documentation resources that I've put into Blackboard. So let me take you through our course Blackboard site, and I'm going to demonstrate how to use an online citation generator called Noodletools. Click on Course Content, go down to the MLA Documentation Resources folder. The first thing you're going to see are the Writing Center handouts on how to do MLA documentation. For many students, this is all they need to complete documentation for this particular course. The second thing is the Noodlebib generator. I'm going to show you that in a minute on how that works. And the last thing is a video on documentation that goes into some principles and some basic instruction into the thing, which you should be watching before you watch this video. But to make this work, we click on this, and it's going to take us to this screen. Noodletools is a commercial product. You can buy an account for it. You can also establish a free one that has fewer features. But the free part of the account also gives you access to creating individual citations, which you can then copy and paste into a Word document. Since we're using MLA, I'm going to click on the MLA button. The first thing we get is a screen that says, what kind of citation are we going to create? So you have a list here: book, database, journal, reference source, newspaper, magazine, website, periodicals. For our purposes, we're going to do a website, and I'm going to document the website that I showed you in the earlier video with the Alden Wicker article. So I click on website, click on create citation. We hum the Jeopardy theme song, and here we go. Okay. Now here's the website that we're going to use. As you can see, it's Racked Magazine. Here's the title of the article, here's the author's name, and here's the date. The first thing that Noodletools asks us for is for the URL. So all we have to do is copy and paste it. So we do that like this. The date of publication is March 17th, 2017. I'm just going to pick today for the date of access. Then down here we list who the author is. His name is Alden Wicker. Okay. The article title is "We Have No Idea How Bad Fashion Actually Is for the Environment." I'm going to check again to make sure I got this right. Okay, March 15th, I was wrong on the date, and I have the title correct. So I go back and I change the date name here to the 15th. So I've got the author, I've got the title. I don't need an English translation because it's already got there. The name of the website we know is Racked. And we also know that the publisher of the site is Vox Media. Okay. So I don't have an editor, I don't have an addition, a version, or a revision. Okay. So all I need to do is I need to enter what data I have. I've got a URL, I've got the publication date, I've got the date I accessed it, I've got the name of the author, I've got the title of the article, I've got the name of the website, and I have the publisher. Watch this. Look, it creates a citation. Look what it did. It reversed the order of the author's name and put the last name first. It added the comma, it added the period. It put quotation marks around the article title. It put Racked into italics. It put a comma after the title of the journal, put Vox Media where it's supposed to be, put a comma after that, put the date, and then put the URL. And then it puts the date of access. Basically, I am now done with this citation. So now that I've created this citation, what do I do with it? Well, I simply copy it. And then I go to Word, where I've opened a page. I type in Works Cited, and I put that at the top. Before I do anything, I'm going to change this to Times New Roman 12 point, which is the MLA standard for papers. And then I'm going to space down one. I'm going to justify, and then I'm going to go over here, and I'm simply going to paste. I can paste source formatting, and you can see how screwed up the spacing gets. If I pick this, it's still screwed up. If I pick plain text, it's still screwed up. But I can fix all this. I'm going to choose this because this looks like the least badly spaced. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is correct the spacing in here. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to take all these little letters, these little extra spaces out here. Do you see how I did that? I just click on this paragraph symbol up here at the top. This is all one word. So what I'm going to have to do to make this work right is I'm probably going to have to put a break in here somewhere. And it doesn't really matter where I do that. Okay. And then here I take this out as well. Take out these little fellas. Okay. And now I've got a citation that I can then create a hanging indent for. I highlight it. I click on paragraph. And you notice down here where it says indentation, then it says special over here. I click on hanging, and this should move everything around. I'm going to be embarrassed if it doesn't. Shazam, there we go. Okay. Now I can extend the hyperlink here if I want. Or I can just color it blue and underline it so that it looks like a URL. Okay, because you're going to have to copy, and if you were opening this from a paper, you'd have to copy and paste it anyway into a web browser. Okay. I'm also going to double space this because that's the standard for the rest of the paper. So now I've created a works cited page. I can turn off that little key that tells me where all the extra spaces are, and you can see what I've got. Okay. So as you can see, this can be fairly simple. The idea is you start with the website that you're using for information. You open Noodletools, create an MLA citation in it by clicking on the MLA button, and then just filling out the blocks that you have information for. And then let the machine do its magic. You're going to have problems with spacing. Perhaps. Sometimes it comes out better, sometimes it doesn't. It really depends on the URL and how long that takes. But you can see how to fix it with the hanging indent tool that's built into the paragraph command in Microsoft Word, and with that little paragraph button up here to show you where all the spaces are. Okay. So I hope you're successful. Please ask me questions if you need help on this, or you can always consult with our Writing Center folks.